Hey there, lovelies. It's Ismaie, and welcome to another indie game. Today we're going to be playing not a horror, but kind of just a simple story where we can walk around and discover what really happened to Edith and her family and their old house. So let's get going.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
I agree that starting at the beginning is definitely the way to go, usually. How else are you going to tell a solid story?
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Oh, was it under construction, or what exactly happened there?
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Yeah, sorry. 7 years ago? Doesn't
I
seem
hadn't
that
been
urgent
back
anymore.
since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Alright, so we had a brother named Lewis who's gone. And my mom. I don't know about any other siblings or dad yet, though. A lovely little hiking area, though.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Yeah, gosh, imagine walking out your door and you could just go hunting. Go on a nice hike, go hunting. Hey there, bud. I don't hunt, but I would love to deer watch. The house is tall enough. I'm sure there's a balcony for it.
Even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
I'm gonna be honest with you, girlie. I don't think the house can speak.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
What is this missing? Milton Finch.
As a child,
is that another brother,
the house
maybe?
made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Sorry about that.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Alright, but what about the house? Like,
I
what
hoped
is
the key
in
might unlock
here?
the front door. It didn't.
Because honestly, I'm just trying to play like a chill indie story.
I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
But this is starting to set itself up as a horror on its own. Like, oh yeah, the house is spooky and it's waiting. Like, okay, why and what, you know? Yep, don't seem to have a sprint, just to zoom in. Am I going through the doggy door? Woof woof, I'm home.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Fair enough. Oh, nice little hole we have there.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Darn.
For the first time in years,
To be fair, we hadn't paid the bills.
I felt like I was home.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Feels like coming home even though she's scared of the house.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Fair enough. Do a wrap around first.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
If there's anything downstairs.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
And the furniture has definitely been spared.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
I don't know.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house.
Oh, is that
after
picture of
it
the
sank.
original house? Kind of nice. I like the whimsical feeling of this one, though. Definitely lots to go through. I wonder if that's what we came here to do, really, was just to kind of go through everything.
Great-Grandpa Sven
Do we wanna
built a
keep?
music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
That's back to the dining room.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Alright, so we have one brother dead and one
Edie
missing.
told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Figuratively or literally there, Edie? Because I feel
After
like
Milton
that's
disappeared,
important.
Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Did he go missing in the house or something? Is that why we had to seal off the bedrooms?
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Alright, Gregory's room is a bathroom. That doesn't seem very fair.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Gosh, lots of dead family members. Don't worry, they're all buried in the library.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
I want to know more about Barbara, because this poster is the one that we saw in Find Yourself. And I was like, hey, I recognize that from the advertising.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
It's one of the reasons I really wanted to jump
Edie's
into
father
this
Odin built
specifically.
the original house.
Wanted to learn a little bit more about the game that I
Mom must
recognized
have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
but hadn't played. Look through those doors. Be something over here. What's this? Probably not this one, since the other one's what's open, huh?
Molly always seemed like a girl
Pretty.
I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
I mean, her room's cool as crap.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
But it's kind of cool in here. Right.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Oh, is that what Mom gave me a key to? Not the front door, but a random secret passage? Alright, Mom. Thanks for the inheritance.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
I mean, it is a cool way to use a book
From the
to
paintings
seal
on
an
the wall, it
entrance.
was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
However,
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door.
feels like the lock would be pretty obvious, right?
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Oh, are we in Molly's room? Oh, we are. Look at that.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Cute. Oh yeah, there's the people.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Definitely into a storybook at the very least. Oh, she had an ant farm. Orcas.
I got the
Island
sense
cows.
Edie had spent a lot of time here. Before my mom sealed the doors.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
But I'll be gone soon? Why? Makes it sound like she knew she was gonna starve to death
My
based on the
Halloween
like
candy
getting sent
was
to bed
all
thing.
gone.
No candy? Okay. Just go to the kitchen.
Mom, can I come out now?
Not.
It's late. Go to sleep.
I want to go to sleep, Mom. I need food.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Where's my gerbil? I already eat that. Okay. No gerbil for me. I'd eat the fishy.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Alright. Lucky for you, little fish. Gonna go into this room. Oh, do we all have our own bedrooms? That way Christopher's was just a bathroom? Like bathroom then bedroom.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Hopefully those aren't the plastic ones that just decorate tables. Okay. Anything else we can eat?
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
Hi, little
I reached
birdie.
out for her.
Let's play.
And suddenly,
Yeah? Oh.
I was a cat.
Kinda thought she was gonna fall out of her window or something, but I guess we're a cat. Alright. Come here, little birdie.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Come here, bird.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Now Mom and Dad are too busy chatting. Alright, come here. Where did you go? Where did she go? Oh, up there. Hi. I'm gonna get you.
I jumped and I almost got her.
Sure, we'll catch up eventually, right? Okay. Need to be up there first.
I could tell she was getting really tired.
Come here.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was gobbled her up.
We lied to Dad, but we
Suddenly,
caught our birdie.
I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Right, where are these tiny teeth? Great view up here. We just hang out and be owls all the time. There's somewhere.
Rabbits.
Come here, Bun Bun. Ollie the owl is hungry.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Okay, well, next time can we chew a little bit? That doesn't seem entirely safe. And maybe...
A mama rabbit.
Oh, good. Well, we already ate our baby, so go ahead and grab her up too, I suppose.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
But what? Oh no! Quick, someone get me into the water. Whee! Ow. Flop this way. Whee! Okay, go, Shark Molly, go.
I rolled off the cliff
sorry,
and
shark.
into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Alright. Catch up with it. Suddenly turned into Subnautica, but worth a threat. Hello there. Don't mind me.
I
I'm
wanted
totally
fat,
friendly.
juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Molly's kind of cruel, huh? Well, we got some issues to work out. At least we have this blood trail to follow. Not that it's, like, it's pretty slow, so I'm sure we would lose it anyway, but you know.
When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
What am I now? Little slithery, snaky tentacle.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
I'm about to go eat my family, am I? A ferry boat, maybe? Alright, Molly.
I was big.
Where's our
but I
victim?
moved real quiet.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. This is almost more horror-y than some of the horror we've been playing lately.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
No, it's okay. You're hungry, right? Easy. We nom him up. Thank you, sir. Alright, I'm just gonna grab up the captain. Hi.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
I hope that boat didn't wreck somewhere and hurt a bunch of people.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Right, suddenly we're going into the Elden Ring sewers. It's fine. What do we got down here? Oh, up. Oh no, not out of the toilet. Where are we going?
I got closer and closer.
Wait, myself? Oh no. Is that why she said she's gonna be gone soon? She thinks she's like saw herself get eaten by a monster? 100% sure what I'm supposed to be. Where I'm supposed to be going. Oh, there we go.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Okay. I don't even know how to begin to comprehend that.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Well, what happened to her then? How did she die? Like, what do we know, you know? How funny would it be if we walked out here and there's just a cat, like, sitting on the ledge?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Would suck to have just mysterious deaths be your family legacy.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Is there actually, though?
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
But we are.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Well, maybe to
Even
her,
in her 90s,
it wasn't just a slide.
sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Because she just hadn't given up on, like, the childlike spirit, or...
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
I'm sorry.
It was a pretty big trace.
A pretty big trace. Oh, I didn't find another key. Does my key go to all the rooms? Interesting. The Secret in This Bathroom by Sven and Edith.
There's a secret in this bathroom.
I'm gonna pull it.
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Weird. Oh. Do we do our photography developing back here?
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
The Calvin Finch. Kind of cool pictures. What else we got, though? Milton's been drawing in here, too. Oh, is this? Yeah, this is the split up room. Okay. Anything interesting? Doesn't want to make any comments yet. Jump on the bed. No. Darn. Would have been fun, though.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Maybe it just hurt.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
I don't mind. Whee!
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
I see.
Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
Alright,
But
Mom.
that day,
I gotta fly.
He finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
Oh, it's not your fault, little kiddo.
then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
That he just really wanted
That's
to
what I
fly.
want to remember about my brother.
This is horrifying.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And and he did.
Jeez.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I've never
After the
wanted to do
funeral,
that.
Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Yeah, all these books and their lovers. Yeah, let me know down below if you guys have ever been on the swing and all you
The
wanted
passages were a
was
pretty
to
tight
ride
fit.
it all the way around.
They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
I just lock that. Milton. Oh, Barbara.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Oh, yeah, I guess she does look... Oh, what was that? Another, so 16-ish?
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room.
Damn.
So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks,
Oh, cool.
babe. I'll be
Well,
back in a sec.
Now we can get down there. Weird that
20
this
minutes
comic book
later,
writer knew that, though.
Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
No, Barbara, don't. Don't do it.
She reached for the music box.
Oh. Is that my hand? Do I need to do it? Oh, this is
And when
cool.
She found the key. She listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch.
Yeah,
and
there was a hand up
imagined
there,
the
though, too.
worst.
Oh, it's a handprint, not a hand. I'm gonna bop some people.
The gang's is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Oh, this is just the table saw where my dad had his accident. Wait. Killed and ate his family?
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh dear.
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Yeah, I didn't
Then
even scare.
act
Oh
furious.
dear.
All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
Nope.
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh no. Did me and Walter die here? This is such a cool way to do this section. I love this game. Not my skates. Hey, that's not nice. I need those for work, I assume. Like working at Sonic or something.
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the Hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Oh, get him.
And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Yeah, one of the many secret passages, right?
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
Damn.
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
We just gotta go down and check. No, he's gone. Of course he's gone.
The Hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Mom? Dad? You guys home and just forgot your keys? Oh, it could be my boyfriend coming back too.
She heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Just open the door.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Ew.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
How based on facts is that? Like, was my relative actually murdered inside the house?
Edie told me all
that.
Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Because she got remembered? Ah, happy birthday, Barbara. Let's get out of this room. It's cursed. I don't like it in here. Wait. I thought I was just gonna pick something
I guess
up.
now I know why
Okay.
Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Yeah, because she doesn't like us in the basement. Let's go. These been opened?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
No, maybe these were. Can't remember if those were closed or not, but now I have like this eerie, like, what's going on? Alright, keep going, keep going, keep going. I suppose the power is probably still off. There's no point looking for lights, but at least the sun is still up. Oh, is this the table saw he cut himself on?
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
I mean, why not? Just collect them like stamps.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Okay. A little
I thought
bit
maybe
weird.
she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Oh wait, is it the Mole Man that she gave a interview on?
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Which was just
If there's
the
a pattern in
basement.
all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
$53
Goodbye,
years
everyone.
down here.
I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
I wonder why like everything keeps shaking though.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Who is the monster?
And then one day, everything just stopped.
What, like no
Whatever
more
that
shaking?
thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Where are we going now? Oh, down. What's deeper than the basement, I wonder, though? I've just been
I know
slowly
it's out
digging
there
out a tunnel.
somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
Oh, does he think it's a monster
Maybe
that's
this
their curse?
is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
Oh, I don't know if you were, because
I'm
this
going
is
to
the year that you
appreciate
died.
Especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Like as soon as he left. God. Poor Walter.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Alright, what else we got down here? I don't want to walk outside and immediately get hit by a train, though. So, like, but what's our plan, Edie? I feel like I'm probably supposed to go the way that he went, not just backtrack back to the house.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Nice, like, pretend setup you've got going there. Give yourself a little view. Tracking the curse, exorcism, warding away spirits. Jesus. Alright, no more reading the books on the shelves. They make it spooky.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
The chamber, the dark defense. There are a lot of repeat books. He's just really trying to
But if
find
she
clues,
never
I guess.
told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
What do you mean?
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
I mean, I guess maybe. Oh, is that the old house? Am I going swimming?
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Look at the chair.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Maybe, but maybe not.
But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Me? I don't know about that. Wait, am I not supposed to go out to the light? Maybe not. Feels like I'm supposed to, but can't walk. Well, swim in the water. Upsy we go then. Maybe that's like the remains of the original
Though,
house.
to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Yeah, okay. Can't go that way. I think it's worth a lot. Like, you should always at least put credit to the fact that they really believed them, you know? Even if you can't imagine why or how.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Oh, in the backyard now. I don't know why I thought it might be like a whole new area,
I think we've
but
been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
ours apparently.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Oh,
3 of the
Derpy,
gerbils were
Derpy
mine.
Jr.
2 had been my fault.
What did you do to the gerbils?
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
I like the sinking house idea. Like, it looks
She could
really
see
good.
it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
I understand. Am I supposed to go there? I must need to trigger something, right? Right. Maybe not.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
I think both sides are fair.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now.
Like, okay to want
Part
to
of
let
me
go,
thinks this is what she wanted all along.
but it's fine to
For
remember
me to
as
come
well.
back someday and find everything out for myself.
Well, we're here and doing it now, so I guess Mama Dearest will be proud.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Fair. Okay, so that's who we're talking to then. Oh yeah, look. Her little baby bump.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
He just looks like he really likes hunting. and selfies.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's this. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Take a
Hey.
picture of him peeing.
That's a keeper.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
I don't really see a trail. This is cool.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Guess the trail might have been up there.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
You can do it.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive... Great shot, Dawn!
Oh no. Just have him down here like smiling about it too.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
I'm coming, honey. Hey,
Dad,
it's okay.
it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just
No.
focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh no. What a way
Of all
for your
these
dad
stories,
to go.
that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
How she lost her dad? Oof, that would be so hard to talk about though. I don't blame her for not wanting to. Wasn't there another door? Wait, let me in. I have more family secrets, I'm sure, to uncover. Oof. Maybe we shouldn't be in the insulation while we're pregnant.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Oh, Gregory. Oh, he was a baby?
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh?
gone, so it's not like he drowned, right?
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Oh, he turned the water back on? How? This baby was like a baby though, right?
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
Oh, another ducky. No. Mom, come back.
There's so much I don't understand about Gregory.
Oh, I'm a fishy now.
About everything.
Like a little call of the sea action. Don't worry, guys. I'm part fish. Good grave.
I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Pull the plug. We won't drown. Go, go, go.
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
And poor baby. This is why you never leave your children unattended.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
And yet here it is.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Whee! Oh, here. I love all these little mini games that we have going on.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
I attack them. Like, no. Where's the next part of my poem? I must. Where would I crash it? Bam. Oh. Can I drag that down? No. We're about way up and away. Oh wait, there's letters.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
No thanks, Dad. Sorry.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Okay, that was over this way. I guess I just don't believe in whatever shenanigans.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
I'm making a tornado out here.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Alright, Gus. Honestly, even if your kid didn't want to come in after that, you'd have been a good parent, just dragged his ass inside.
Died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Fly to India. And ways to teach critical thinking. Fun.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Okay, so my older brother
When my
is the
dad
one that died.
I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Edith, Milton, Louis. We just kind of lived upstairs.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
I guess we had like some homeschooling going on. Louis rules. I've always been researching my family, apparently. Also the only one that did my stuff. Observation, question, research, yeah.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
But he's only missing. We don't know, you know? I feel like everyone else had very obvious and public deaths. So it's weird that Milton's just kind of gone.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
He's just hiding in one of his paintings. No big deal.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Is this the one that took him, though?
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Oh, never mind. I see there are stairs that wrap around. The layout is so good at pointing you to where you need to go without making it overly linear feeling. Like, obviously it
Mom
is,
definitely
but
blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself.
it wraps in on itself
After he graduated,
perfectly.
he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room. Except Louis.
Can I sit down? Oh, no, I'm going inside. Like, do I sit? Do I climb? Into the weird floating boat room we go.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
Honestly,
his mind began
this would
to
suck.
wander.
Oh. Where are we going?
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small.
Can I just send this? No, it's gotta get cut first.
Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats.
Bats?
And toads.
I mean, the toads are fine.
And things that have not names.
Oh, it's the Molly monster.
He knew it was all in his head.
Move, little fishy.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Yeah, fire. Oh, a bigger...
I worried about him then.
Labyrinth.
Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Yeah, I'm just busy hanging out in
like
my
a
head.
whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
But she didn't realize it was one in his head?
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
And people.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something.
He could have wrote music.
Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished.
It took him kind of a while to figure out that this is all in his head.
And he won.
Of course.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
Where are we going, Louis?
New Louisville. St. Louis.
St. Louis.
He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Where did he
Even
go,
as his
though?
mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
Oh, hi, Mom. I'm working. I'm getting my overtime in.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
the sinister serpent, of course.
Sinister serpents.
She's trying to save her people or something.
He followed the sound of her
Her heart.
silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
And then what happened?
His logic remained sound.
Oh gosh, I can't see, like, anything anymore.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Hi guys. I'm just here for my queen.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
I wish I could, like, move around and look around some.
For
His
someone who'd
imagination
never
is
known
cool.
success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Come back here, queen.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Oh. Where are we going? Oh, home maybe?
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker.
Oh, is that me? I look like me.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Hi, buddy. You doing all right? I'm just gonna leave you to that.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Thank you guys for turning out. Appreciate you all. Oh, I thought Don was holding a baby, but it's like a tuba. Wave.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
I have a cat. Oh, Molly. Hi, kitty cat. Don't worry, my queen, my love. I'm almost home. Would you mind if after we're together we could change these, like, salmon backdrops,
Queen
though?
waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Propose?
Bend down his head.
Oh. But I don't want to. This is not how it's supposed to go, Lewis.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Jeez. Poor Lewis.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
I wish they could have helped him. Right. I think we're the last person on the list. We need to go learn more about us, I guess.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Teach him to learn.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
I'm assuming Edie and your mom had like a big fight.
But
about
it
whether
had
to
to
like
end
stay or
one way
go.
another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Thanks, Mom. Didn't want to stay and fight with you guys. I'm just gonna head out this way and get my present.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
Well, every day of your life after it sunk, I guess.
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Now we can still hear it, right?
I got
like
turned
look for the red
around.
light. Okay, maybe not.
I started seeing things.
Hey, little dear. I would be way too scared to wander out into this. Like, what if the tide came rushing back?
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Our whole porch is intact. That's interesting. Grandma's going a little crazy.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here? It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
Hi, Grandma.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Please, son of Edith, don't go into the house. It's dangerous. Alrighty, guys. Well, that is the full story of What Remains of Edith Finch. What do you guys think was happening here with all the families? Was it just a bunch of accidents? Was something bigger at play? Or do you think they really were just cursed? In the end, let's just hope that her son with the broken arm, his bad luck runs out of the broken arm and he lived a long, happy life honoring his mom and her family. But until the next little story, it's been Ismaie. Thank you all so much for hanging out, and I will see you all soon for more.